Hi everyone, my name is Yalith, and today I'm going to be teaching a 60-minute self-flow class. For props, I'm going to be using 2 blocks mostly. If you don't have blocks, you can use stacks of books or anything else to bring the floor a little bit closer. Other than that, we can go ahead and get started. If you have my playlist, go ahead and start that now. And we're going to start in a supported Cipta Konasana, bound angle pose. So if you find your blocks under each knee and release them to your back. Hands can fall wherever you'd like. Take a moment on your back. Just start tuning into your breath. As you take deep inhales and full exhales. We're going to start today's practice with some pranayama. Going to be practicing Viloma, which roughly translates to against the grain, breaking up the natural flow of breath. To take this breath, you'll take a deep inhale through your nose. And 4 equal exhales through your nose. Emptying a quarter of the way, halfway, 3/4, and all the way. Pause briefly at the bottom for a moment of breath retention, and then a full inhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Pause briefly at the bottom. Inhale. Pause again for a moment at the top. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Inhale, filling all the way up. And continuing that for a few rounds at your own pace. Holding the breath at the bottom and top for as long as you find comfortable. Let's take one more round like that. Pausing at the bottom of your final exhale. And as you're ready, take a deep inhale through your nose. And a full exhale through your nose. you're lying here, we'll start to cultivate an Ujjayi breath. This victorious breath is an audible breath that we link to the movement throughout practice. If you know where you're going, go ahead and jump right in. Otherwise, take a deep inhale through your nose. And an open mouth exhale as if you're fogging up a window. Eventually coming to find the same tension in the back of your throat on both your inhales and exhales through your nose. The invitation is to carry this breath throughout your practice, using it to coordinate movement to your breath. We'll be here for just a few more rounds of breath. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale. As you're ready, flutter your eyes open and go ahead and use your arms to pull your knees up so that knees are pointing up to the sky. You can move your blocks out of the way for now. Feel your feet grounding into the floor, pressing your lower back down into the mat. As you're ready, we'll go ahead and bring right leg into your chest, give it a squeeze. Starting to massage it around in the joint. Eventually, we'll take 3 big ankle circles to one direction. And 3 circles in the other direction. When you find an end to that, taking 3 big circles of your knee in one direction. Starting to move the hip a bit. And eventually reversing that movement in the other direction. When you feel complete, you're going to hug your knee into your chest one more time. And as you're ready, extend your right leg up long. Coming into a hamstring stretch here. You can find your hands to the back of your thigh or back of your calf, whatever is accessible and comfortable. Doesn't need to be your biggest stretch. It's just starting out practice. When you're there, give a little resistance into your hands to activate the stretch, keeping your breath flowing and long. Take for one more inhale, a full exhale, inhale, and exhale to release right foot down to the floor. Like the same thing to the other side. Now hugging left knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. You're rocking it back and forth in the joint a little bit. As you're ready, we'll take 3 big ankle circles of the left ankle to one direction. And eventually 3 circles in the other direction. When you feel complete with that, taking 3 big knee circles in one direction, moving through your hips, making this as slow as you want. And eventually reversing that movement in the other direction. Eventually finding a moment of stillness, hugging your knee into your chest. As you're ready, extend your left leg long. Come to find your hands to the back of your left leg, either behind your calf or behind your thigh. Whatever feels good to you. And maybe pressing the left leg into your hands for a little bit of a resistance stretch. So you keep breathing. Take an inhale here. And a full exhale. Inhale and exhale to release the left foot down to the ground. Take a moment and windshield wiper your knees from one side to the other. Taking any good movement here. And as you're ready, we'll roll onto the left side. And gently press yourself up to seated. We're coming right into tabletop, finding wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. As you're ready, we'll take some rounds of cat and cow. Inhale to drop your belly, shine your heart forward, broaden through your shoulders. Exhale to round your back, chin to chest, finding an even curve all the way through every vertebra. Inhale to open front body, coming to cow pose. And exhale to open back body for cat. Moving through this with your own breath, maybe taking any additional movement. It feels good to look over one shoulder and then the other. Or to take some big circles of your spine. Just luxuriating into this movement for a second. Honoring where your body wants to take this movement. And eventually, after a few more breaths, we'll come to find a neutral tabletop. Again, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. On your next inhale, extend right leg back behind you, tucking your toes. Take a moment to press into that ankle, starting to find some movement in your calf. A stretch in the back of your leg. And eventually inhale to raise right leg up off the mat and cross it on your exhale over to the right side of your mat. Look over your left shoulder, finding a nice side body stretch in your right side body. Breathe into this position. And exhale. On your next inhale, think right knee to right shoulder, pulling it in. And exhale to extend back out to that side body stretch. We'll take two more like that. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale to extend back. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale to extend back into that side body stretch. We'll stay here for one more big inhale. And on an exhale, bringing your leg back through neutral and releasing it down to tabletop pose. We'll take that to the other side. On your next inhale, extending left leg back behind you, pressing into your ball of your foot. Getting some movement here. Finding whatever feels good. And eventually inhale to lift left leg up off the mat. And exhale to cross it over to the right side of your mat. Now looking over your right shoulder, finding a stretch in the left side body. Breath is flowing. Maintain some stability in your core and arms through this position. We'll stay here for one more inhale. One more exhale. On your next inhale, think left knee to left shoulder. Exhale to extend back into that side body stretch. We'll take 2 more like that. Inhale, knee to shoulder. Exhale, extend back. And 1 more. Inhale, knee to shoulder. And exhale to extend back. Stay here for 1 more inhale. On your exhale, bringing your leg back through neutral to a tabletop position. Stay here for an inhale. And on your exhale, sink back into child's pose. Let your heart melt through your arms. Forehead rests on the ground. Take a moment to release into this pose. On your inhale, roll up to your back. Coming into cow pose, arching your back, opening your shoulders. Exhale to tuck your toes and press back, downward facing dog. Only for a minute. Inhale to release knees back down to the mat, coming back into cow pose. And exhale to sink back into child's. Luxuriating through this movement. Inhale to cow. Tucking your toes. Exhale, press back downward facing dog. Inhale to cat pose to cow. And exhale to sink back into child. We'll take that 1 more full round. Your own breath pace. Again, how much can you luxuriate through this movement, feeling every movement of your spine, expanding through all parts of your body. When you find yourself in child's pose for the last time, we'll take a half round of that to find downward facing dog. Inhale to cow, and exhale to press back into downward facing dog. When you find yourself in downward facing dog, take a moment to pedal at your feet. Taking any conscious movement here, maybe looking under one arm and under the other. Or maybe taking a deep bend in both knees, allowing the hips to press up to the sky. Release your head and neck here. Eventually finding a moment of stillness in your downward facing dog. On your inhale, rise up high onto the top of your feet and shift forward over your hands into plank pose, undulating through your spine. Exhale to bend your knees and press back, downward facing dog. We'll take that a few more times. Inhale to rise up high onto your toes. Roll through your spine, coming forward into plank pose. Gaze to the front of your mat. Exhale to bend knees, press back, downward facing dog. Take that 3 more times at your own breath pace. Inhale to rise. Exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Do 1 more round like that. And on your next inhale, rise up high onto your toes, look to the front of your mat, and take tiny steps in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhale here and exhale to let everything go. Finding opposite hand, opposite elbow for ragdoll pose. Take a moment to maybe sway back and forth. As you're ready, both hands meet the mat. Deeply bend your knees and slowly roll up. Asana, mountain pose. Rolling shoulders down your back. Extending through fingertips. Go ahead and find your blocks at the front of your mat on the tallest setting. As we start to take some sun salutations. Inhale your arms up overhead, upward salute. Exhale to deeply bend your knees, swan dive forward, hands to the blocks. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, Orlansky. Exhale to fold, take a large right step back into a runner's lunge. Using the support of the blocks to stabilize through your hips, opening through your shoulders. Stay here for one more inhale. And exhale to release your knee and foot down to the mat. Open through your chest on your inhale, pressing into the blocks to find a subtle back bend. Breathing here. One more inhale. Exhale to shift back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Your front leg is extended in front of you. Moving the blocks however you'd like. Maybe releasing to a lower height or hands to the floor. Maybe taking this opportunity to stay here, finding a straight back. And finding support in your blocks. Just flowing here. Stay here for one more inhale. And exhale to shift back forward into your knee down crescent, pressing into blocks. As you're ready, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and on your exhale, take a large right step forward to the top of your mat in a forward fold. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms overhead, upward salute. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking that to the left side now. Inhale, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, deeply bend your knees, forward fold, hands to blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, take a large left step back into a runner's lunge. Using the blocks to support you, open your shoulders, stabilizing your hips. Stay here for an inhale. And on your exhale, release left knee and foot down to the mat. Open through your chest for a subtle back bend here. Pressing into the blocks. Breath is flowing. Stay here for one more inhale. And exhale to press back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You can keep your hands on the blocks where they are, extending through your spine. Breath is flowing here. Send breath into any places of tension here, sensation. Stay here for one more inhale. And exhale to shift forward into your knee down crescent. Open through your shoulders. Inhale, tucking your toes. Energize through your back leg, coming back up to runner's lunge. Exhale to bend left knee and take a large left step forward to the front of your mat. Release your head and neck down to the earth. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground to your feet, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to start building on that. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, hands to blocks. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale to fold. Take a large right step back into your runner's lunge. Stabilizing through your legs. Stay here for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale to sweep arms up overhead into Asana, crescent lunge. Finding a back bend here. Breathing into the space. Inhale to find even more length. Exhale to goal post your arms, opening through your chest. Hands brush down towards the floor. Inhaling up overhead. Exhale, goal post your arms. Inhale, arms brush forward, up overhead. Exhale, goal post your arms. One more time, inhale, arms brush forward. Goal post your arms. As you brush forward this time, grab onto your blocks, coming forward into warrior three legs, hands on blocks. Feel your energy through your back foot as if you were stepping on the wall behind you. Use the blocks to support you here. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding your back. Inhale to extend that leg back. Keep a micro bend in your supporting leg. Just keep your joints integrated. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. We'll take one more like that. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Stay here for an inhale. And on your exhale, release your right leg down to the mat at the front with your left. And release all the way forward into a forward fold. Let everything go here. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground through your heels, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, we'll take that to the other side. Inhale, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, deeply bend your knees, fold forward, hands to blocks. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Take a large left step back into a runner's lunge. Open through your chest, stabilizing through your hips. Breath is flowing here. For an inhale and an exhale. If you're ready, ground your feet, bring arms up overhead, extending through fingertips. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to goal post your arms. Inhale, arms brush down towards the floor, coming back overhead. Exhale, goal post your arms. Inhale, arms brush forward. Exhale, goal posting arms. One more like that. Inhale, arms brush forward. Exhale, goal post arms. This time coming to grab your blocks. Bending into front knee to come to warrior three legs. Hands are supported on blocks. As your toes dial down, And you energize out through left leg as if you were stepping on the back wall. Stay here for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding your back, press the floor away. Inhale to extend back out. We'll take that 2 more times. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale to release your left foot down by your right, bringing your blocks back by your feet, releasing everything forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ground through your feet, arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to breathe here. Feel yourself grounding through your feet. A moment to balance left and right side body. And coming back to your breath. As you're ready, deeply bend your knees, sink your hips back. Arms come all the way up overhead into chair pose. I'll be here for just a few breaths as you inhale, finding length in your spine. Hug your navel up towards your spine. Exhale, sinking hips a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, find a little bit more length. And exhale to fold forward. Move your blocks out of the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale to release knees and feet to the ground. Bending your elbows, slowly lowering down to your belly, thinking chest and chin to the mat. As you release all the way down to your belly. Inhale to come up to cobra pose. Tractioning elbows back towards your hips to open your chest. Exhale to release down to the floor. Inhale through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal through your feet. Maybe looking under one shoulder and the other. Finding any conscious movement. Feels good here. You keep breathing. As you're ready, step your feet together at the back of your mat, big toes touch. Inhale to lift your right leg up off the mat, hip stack on top of hip. Finding equal weight in your hands to support your shoulders. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to take a large right step forward in between your hands. Spiral your back knee down and inhale to rise. Coming into same alignment as warrior 2 with straight legs here. As you're ready, shift forward. We're coming into triangle pose. Finding right hand to your ankle, foot, floor, or block. Open through your left side body. Breathing here. Coming to a block under your hand is a great option here to find even more space in the pose. We'll be here for a few breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Breath comes in and breath goes out. You need to release your neck, looking down to the mat. Maintain strength in your legs, even if you're on a block here. Breathing for one more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale to rise up, to reverse your triangle, finding your left hand to your left leg. Extend through your right fingertips. Savor an inhale. Exhale to cartwheel, hands down to the mat, framing your front foot. Move any blocks out of the way. Step back into plank pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to release knees and feet down to the mat. Bend your elbows, taking chest and chin to the earth. Inhale, pressing up, cobra pose. Open to your chest. Exhale to release down to the mat. Inhale through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Let your heart melt through your arms. Maybe pedaling through your feet a little bit. On your next inhale, step feet together at the back of your mat and float left leg up off the mat, hip stack on top of hip. Find equal weight in both hands with a puff of air under right shoulder. Stay for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, exhale to step your left foot forward between your hands. Rotate back foot down to the mat so that right midfoot is in line with left heel. Inhale to come up, opening your arms as we prepare for triangle pose. Shift forward. As you fold forward towards triangle pose, maybe your hand comes to your ankle or foot. Maybe you find a block to the inside of your foot, standing up through right arm. Maintaining strength in both legs. And we breathe here. Maybe looking down to the mat to release your neck. Inhale and exhale. Stay for one more breath in and a breath out. Inhale to rise back up, reversing your triangle, finding right hand to right thigh, lifting left fingertips up to the sky, breathing into the stretch. Stay for an inhale. Exhale to cartwheel, hands down to the mat, to either side of your foot. Finding hands, step back to plank pose. Finding length from heels to the crown of your head. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, release knees and feet to the mat. And hugging elbows to side, thinking chest, chin down to the mat. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, coming up to cobra pose. Exhale to release down to the mat. Inhale through tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. This is your last downward facing dog of the day. Take a moment to luxuriate in it, taking any movement that feels good. On your inhale, rise up high onto your toes, look to the front of your mat, and take a couple steps forward in between your hands to a forward fold. Exhale here, let everything go. Head, neck, shoulders, release. Maybe coming back to opposite hand to opposite elbow. for ragdoll again. Maybe swaying a little bit side to side. You're ready, release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, grounding through your feet, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead, Urdhva, upward salute. Exhale, swan dive forward, deeply bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, plank pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, release knees and feet to the ground and lower chest, chin, belly all the way down to the ground. As you find yourself on your belly, come to stack, right hand on top of left, and release your head into your hands for crocodile pose. Tapping back into your Ujjayi breath. Take a moment to take in the effects of practice so far. And as you're ready, come to gently rise up onto your hands for a little bit of a back bend. Threading right arm under left. Come to release down to your right shoulder. Maybe left hand extends long, or maybe it stays in front of your face for a thread the needle variation. Finding some space in the back of your right shoulder. Maybe sending some breath there. As you're ready, find your left hand in front of your face. Now we come back up to neutral. Find your right hand to the mat and left arm comes out to the side, goal posting your arm. Maybe you straighten your arm out to the side. Either way, either coming to a T position or to goal post arms. I'm gonna roll gently onto your left side, stretching into left shoulder. Maybe finding a bit of resistance, pressing your hand down into the mat or floor. Breathe into the stretch. Once you're ready, taking one more inhale here. And exhale to roll back onto your belly. Again, come to find a little bit of a back bend as you thread left arm under right. Maybe extending right arm forward in front of you or keeping it by your face. Breathing here. Finding space behind your left shoulder. When you're ready, find your right hand back in front of your face. Release the stretch. We're coming into the same thing that we took on the other side, finding right arm either into cactus arms or T. Coming to roll onto your right side gently. Maybe not taking a ton of range of motion here. To open up your right shoulder. Maybe pressing right hand into the floor for a bit of resistance. And breathing here. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Wait for another inhale. And exhale to come back to your belly. Find your hands on either side of your face. And inhale to come up onto your elbows for Sphinx pose. Traction your elbows back towards your hips to open your chest. Breathing here. Stay for one more inhale. Exhale to release down. Left hand comes on top of right, releasing your forehead down to the earth, down to your hands. For crocodile pose. Let your heels kick out to either side. Breath is flowing still. Stay here for a few more breaths. As you're ready, release your hands and we'll roll onto our back. Making sure you have a block nearby. Come to find knees pointing up to the sky, feet grounded into the floor. Release your shoulder blades down your spine. Your feet are grounding down. We're going to go into a supported bridge pose. So taking a block either at its lowest or medium height, finding it right under your hips. Maybe finding some trial and error to find the perfect place that you feel supported in this back bend. And just release here. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe allowing your eyes to close. Once you're ready, we'll take this to a supported inversion. Keeping your hips where they are, go ahead and lift both legs up to the sky. You might need to adjust your block here a bit. Allowing everything in your feet to release down. Relaxing into the mat. We'll stay here for just a few more breaths. Stay for one more inhale. And exhale to release your feet down to the mat. Press into the ground to release the block from under your hips, moving it out to the side. And come to release your hips down to the mat. Take a moment to notice any effects of that in your body. As you're ready, take your knees wide as you hug them into your chest, thinking wide-legged child's pose on your back. Maybe taking this into happy baby, finding your hands to the outside or inside of your feet. And breathing here. Just a few more breaths like this. And as you're ready, release your grip on your hands. And come to hug your knees into your chest gently. And eventually release your feet down to the mat. Again, taking a moment to notice the effects on your body. And when you're ready, go ahead and hug your right knee into your chest again, just like we did at the beginning of class. Inhale to extend, right leg straight up overhead, finding a hamstring stretch. Noticing if maybe you can come a little deeper into this now. Again, pressing into your hands for a bit of a resistance stretch. Breath is flowing. Energize through your foot, flexing your toes back towards your face to get an even deeper stretch. Take one more inhale here. Exhale to cross your right ankle over your left knee for a figure four stretch. Take a moment to press your right knee open with your hand. Maybe you stay here. This is a great place to stay. And maybe you hug your left knee up towards your chest, finding your hands around the back of your thigh or shin. If you'd like, maybe rolling back and forth from side to side, allowing your right hip to open a little bit more, finding any sweet spots and maybe staying there for a breath. And as you're ready, release your left leg down to the mat and deeply cross right leg over left. Now hugging knees into your chest, scoot your hips a couple inches to the right and slowly release your legs over to the left side of your body. Coming into an eagle twist. If this is too much, release the cross in your legs for a simple reclined twist. The right shoulder is heavy towards the mat. So think of bringing out your spine, finding an even curve through every vertebrae. Maybe gaze shifts over right hand if legs have finished moving. And taking big breaths here, noticing where you feel the breath in your body and how it feels in this twisted position. As you're ready, release the cross in your legs. Shift your gaze back up to the sky. And slowly hug your knees closer into your chest as you roll back onto your back. Release your feet to the floor. Knees pointing up to the sky. And we'll take the same thing to the other side. Now hugging left knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. And inhale to extend your left leg long up overhead for a hamstring stretch. Finding your hands anywhere along the back of your left leg. And to press your leg into your hands for a resistance stretch. Breath is flowing. One more inhale here. Exhale to cross left ankle over right knee, using your left hand to open your hip into a figure four stretch. As you're ready, maybe you stay here. Maybe you come to hug right knee in towards your chest, bringing your hands around right shin or right thigh. And then, if it feels good, taking some movement, rocking from one side to the other, finding any sweet spots to breathe into. You're ready, release your right leg down to the mat and deeply cross left leg over right. Pull your knees up towards your chest and shift your hips a couple inches over to the left. As you slowly release legs over to the right side of your mat. Once your legs finish moving, maybe your gaze shifts over your right hand or your left hand. As you're here, left shoulder is heavy to the mat. Feeling the twist deepen with each inhale and exhale. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. As you're ready, turn your gaze back up to the sky. Release the cross of your legs and slowly pull your knees toward your chest as you roll onto your back. Realign your hips, and one more time, give your knees a squeeze into your chest. Maybe coming with your head up off the floor, rolling into a tiny little ball. Save for an inhale, and on your exhale, release everything open to the mat. Legs go long, feet release open. Shoulders walk down your back and palms face up on either side of your body for Shavasana. Take one moment to come back to the breath. And on exhale, allow your eyes to close. And release all attention and concentration on the breath. Releasing control and allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Your body melt into the earth, sinking deeper and deeper with every exhale. Let everything go. Why wait for your awakening? Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true nature. Perfection is not a prerequisite to anything but pain. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please, oh please, don't continue to believe in your stories of deficiency and failure. This is the day of your awakening. As you're ready, start to deepen your breath, inviting subtle movement back into the body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. Maybe taking a big morning stretch. And as you're ready, come to roll onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Find a moment of gratitude here to yourself for showing up on your mat today, to your body for carrying you through this practice, and for this practice and everything that it has to offer us on and off the mat. As you're ready, press into your left hand, coming up to a comfortable seat. Hands can come to your knees, or if you'd like to join me, bring hands to prayer pose at heart center. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. If you'd like to join me, bring thumb knuckles up to third eye center. We'll seal this practice with the blessing of Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.